Hello, this is Paul, and this is the continuation of part 1 on my presentation on spreadsheets. And in my last segment I talked to you about on the bottom is a status bar of our program in Calc, and we are working with a spreadsheet that we're going to be entering some numbers. I pointed out down there that there was a item down here that says sum equals 0, and right now we don't have any numbers entered into our spreadsheet, and I will demonstrate how that works. I have entered some numbers in here at location is A12. As we know, A12 is take the A column, go down to line 12, and we entered 5, and the next one down we put in a 9, a 1, a 45, 66, and a 2. Now I entered these numbers at a random order just to have a demonstration, and now what we do next is we take and highlight those numbers. The way we highlight these numbers is by holding down the left button on your mouse and drag it over a selection of numbers that you wish to add up. And we have covered all of these by holding down that left button, and when we get to the last number, which is the 2, we release that button and all of those cells will be highlighted, as you can see on here. Now the status bar then reflects the total of what that column is. And we can, when working with different worksheets and everything, we want a quick adding of certain numbers. We can always do this little trick, okay? And be able to know what totals are before we put them in a hard way, okay? So now we take notice that as we highlight each box, the format line will reflect the 2. Now, remember that we can enter data in letters or plain text, and here we put in a 2, and OpenOffice will automatically recognize it as a number. And remember, when we deal with numbers, we will not use a telephone number to be a number. We need to translate that as text, and I will be showing that at a different time. But at present, each number goes in. There is no equal sign or nothing special there, so OpenOffice will recognize it as a number. Okay. Now there are a couple ways to add these numbers, and like I was saying, and we go to right below the 2, and this is how we put it as a total on the spreadsheet itself. We're going to use a function, what is called a function. This is the first we're mentioning of a function, and we'll be talking more about functions on the spreadsheet. Okay, don't be afraid of the term. I will explain it further. But to explain how we enter a sum very quickly, we will use a function. Now what we do is we use our mouse to click on a left click on top of the Greek letter there that recognizes for a sum to be put in. Once we click on that, the sector that we are in, the cell, will reflect an equal sign, and that means that it's going into a function. The name of that function is sum, spelled S-U-M, and it is put in parentheses or brackets, whatever you want to call it. And we have A12 through A17, which is the location of what are numbers that we put in there. OpenOffice assumes that is the numbers we want to add up. Now take notice, A12 is the beginning of our numbers and A17 is the end. In between there is a colon. That means that from the start to the finish, it's going to include all of the sectors in between. In other words, we are covering all the numbers that we put in. This can be changed by changing a blue square up and down to be able to adjust it to the numbers that we want it to be. But at present, we're going to leave it that way. And when we press the Enter key, it will give that sum, or the total of 128 in that position. Now, as we highlight that again, if we go back and highlight it, it will keep the formula in the format bar, because that's what's in there, while revealing the answer in the sector itself. So this was a way of putting in a very easy addition very quickly, and it's one of the easy things that OpenOffice is able to give you. Now, this is a slide that will adjust the size of the spreadsheet displayed on the worksheet. This right over here on the corner there. And at present, we have it at 100%. In other words, it is the same percentage as what will go out to the printer. Okay, this is the same thing. Now, that can be adjusted as we increase the size by moving that slide back and forth. We will be able to see less sectors or more according to the size of what your spreadsheet will be. With a small spreadsheet, you might only need a few sectors being displayed, while on a larger sheet you want more information displayed. So it's all according to your comfort level. So once we do make the size difference, we made these squares bigger now, and we can see down in the corner it's 309%, and that means that it doesn't change what is going to be printed. When you print something on your printer, when you get a printer, it will remain to be 100% of what that spreadsheet is supposed to be, unless you change it when you go to print. Okay? So when we take a look at the different sizes, we're able to match what our purpose is. The larger these boxes are, this slide bar I told you about before for display to scroll back and forth will change in size as well to reflect the display on the screen. So that is the presentation for Unit 1, and be sure to move forward for Unit 2. Thank you.